the errors that we made, or at least the political decisions we made that caused us problems, are fairly well known. Also keep in mind, we have a different system than you do. I had to pass my first economic program with only Democrats. But the Democrats basically got credit for being divided in their support of me, when the facts are that they have supported me more strongly than they supported the last 3 Democratic presidents before me. But our friends on the other side were opposed in even a more unified fashion. So whatever, the things that happened to us were so unique, I hope, to the American political system, I wouldn't wish them on anyone else, that I don't really think it's very instructive for me to give advice.
If I can just say, re-elected. And the important thing is that that record stands as testimony to the leadership that he gave. We have one last question then, shall we?
Yeah, my only advice on that would be to try to keep people focused on the policies and the consequences, and that we should all be willing to work on that basis. And because real people out there who have to get up every day and wonder how they're going to feed and educate their children, and whether they're safe in their neighborhoods, and what the future is going to be like for their kids, that they want to know that we're at the task. And so my only advice would be to maintain the same level of concentration in the administration that was shown by all of labor in the campaign. That, relaxing concentration is fatal in this business. It's an important thing, and it's complex. You got to concentrate all the time. Yes. I disagree with him about the budget and MFN for China, and we've had some trade differences since I came here. Otherwise, he supported me on just about everything. I would point out, however, that well over 60% of the Democratic caucus in the House voted for the budget agreement, and that 82% of the Democratic caucus in the Senate voted for it. We had a higher percentage of Democrats than Republicans voting for it in the Senate, a higher percentage of Republicans than Democrats voted for it in the House, and a 2-to-1 majority overall. So that's something the American people ought to feel comfortable. We had an overwhelming bipartisan agreement. Individual people will have differences on individual issues. They'll see the world in different ways, but I think I did the right thing, and I think the country will be immensely benefited by it, and I think everybody that voted for it in retrospect will be happy, and those that didn't vote for it will be pleased that what they thought was wrong with it wasn't. That's what I think will happen.
This Clinton visit has strengthened his personal relationship with Tony Blair, to the benefit of both.
The fact that the President and Prime Minister in China are coming here, are meeting with me, that we will have a full discussion, indicates the desire on both sides for the new beginning, provided that the agreement we have in place is adhered to 100% all the way through. If that is done, then I am confident that Hong Kong will have a prosperous future. I feel like everyone else in this country today, utterly devastated. Our thoughts and prayers are with Princess Diana's family, in particular her 2 sons, 2 boys. Our hearts go out to them. We are today a nation in Britain in a state of shock, in mourning, in grief that is so deeply painful for us. She was a wonderful and a warm human being. Though her own life was often sadly touched by tragedy, she touched the lives of so many others in Britain, throughout the world, with joy and with comfort. How many times shall we remember her, in how many different ways? With the sick, the dying, with children, with the needy. When with just a look or a gesture that spoke so much more than words, she would reveal to all of us the depth of her compassion and her humanity. You know how difficult things were for her from time to time. I'm sure we can only guess at, but the people everywhere, not just here in Britain, everywhere, they kept faith with Princess Diana. They liked her, they loved her, they regarded her as one of the people. She was the people's princess. And that's how she will stay, how she will remain in our hearts and in our memories forever.
Minister, we understand there may be a suspension of campaigning in the Scottish World referendum to the market respect. Is that something that is likely to happen?
Well, I'm sure that will be considered, Michael, and there are a whole lot of questions that need to be asked and answers that will be given, but just right at this moment, I don't think it's the right time. And
you yourself met her, did you not, just before she went on holiday, to talk things over. Her mood then was very buoyant, in terrible contrast to what we're all thinking today.
Yes, she seemed full of happiness, full of life, and she was great fun to be with, and she was an unusual but a really warm character and personality. And I will remember her personally with very great affection. I think the whole country will remember her with the deepest affection and love. And that is why our grief is so deep today. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. Love suffereth long, and is kind. Love envieth not, love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Love never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love.